Hey there guys, so we've got Dark Visions number 23 on the global server, and in this video we're just going to be doing the day 1 stuff, and I'm just going to be quickly basically turn 1 perfect scoring all the day 1 stuff. If you run into a fight from the day 1 things that is giving you like a lot of problems, let me know in the comments and I'll see about rerunning it maybe with a budget run or just giving you some tips in the comments. But I think for the most part, the day 1 stuff shouldn't give players very many problems. We're not going to get into serious guides until Saturday when we get the day 2 stuff. Also, I kind of want to get back to the catastrophe trial because I just uploaded that and I'm not happy with that catastrophe video at all. I definitely want to remake it. But anyway, let's just go ahead and basically OTK these guys. So the damage cap is 17,000 points or 1 billion damage. Let's give it a go and see how we do. This is my generic OTK team. We're not worrying about killers. We're not worrying about proper element unless we have to. If we go in here and we don't perfect score, then I'll adjust. But I like using my generic turn 1 OTK for everything. And, you know, if it works, great. If not, we'll adjust. So we're going to use Sylvie to shifted LB for stats, LB damage, and modifier buff. We're going to use Freevia in this order to imbue the party with ice, amplify the party to ice, imperil the enemy to ice, and put up an ice field all in one. And then hit the boss 3 times for 3 weakness hits. Weakness hits is the biggest thing that people have problems with on turn 1 OTKs because Limit Burst only count as 1 hit. No matter how many times an LB actually hits, it only counts as 1 hit. And you need 6 weakness hits to get a perfect score. So Freevia did 3, and then we're going to do 1 more each with all the LBs. So we're going to LB Kaito, we're going to use the Hayo card on Elena, we're going to LB Chizuru, and we're going to LB Sky. And go ahead and chain these guys up. And that gives us our chain count score. Now we need 1 billion damage. I can see we dramatically overkilled more than 1 billion. Even though we're wrong element, even though we didn't gear for killers, we did 6, so there it is. And we're going to pop through and do the other 3 bosses as well. I'm pretty sure they're all going to be very, very simple turn 1 OTKs. But yeah, so here's just the damage breakdown. You can see who does what. Chizuru's great. Elena is just a high attack power unit, and she's using the Hayo card. Sky is just a high attack power, or a high turn 1 damage dealer. If you happen to pick up the Carton intrinsic, actually, Carton would require another bolting striker, and no one else really does that in this party. So maybe Carton's not the best. But if you're having problems capping these guys, you know, go and check the elements and check the race. You can click on the little thing to see a tip. This is a bird, and it's weak to lightning and wind. So, you know, gear killers or, you know, add proper element imbues, go to the proper party slot. All of that if you're having problems. Or, you know, worst case scenario, set up a serious team and go to like turn 2, turn 3, you know, you bring like Mirage, resistance buffs, whatever you got to do. But I think most players, unless you're like really, really new, you shouldn't really have too many problems doing perfect scores on turn 1 for this stuff. Or turn 2, worst case scenario. But yeah, you know, as long as you're on proper element, you'll be fine. And we're doing wrong elements. So we're like, you know, we're getting a big damage penalty, but it's day 1 stuff. I'm not really entirely sure the point of all this day 1 stuff. Like, even for like a super new player, this is not challenging or interesting content. Like, they should honestly just get rid of these day 1 fights because they serve no purpose whatsoever, and just give us the real fights because, you know, they matter. In my opinion, you know, if y'all disagree with me, let me know in the comments. Do you think these day 1 fights serve a purpose? Because, like, even a player that started like a week ago, as long as you pulled like a Neo Vision's damage dealer, you can perfect score these fights. I think. I could be wrong, you know, let me know. But I just don't see the reasoning for wasting our time with this stuff. Of course, I am using, you know, extremely powerful gear, extremely powerful units for the turn 1 stuff, so I guess maybe for a brand new player, they would have to go to like turn 2 or 3 for setup. You know, they'd have to use proper elements. And maybe it does, like, you know, teach them the basics of Dark Visions in a way. So I guess maybe it does serve a purpose. Whatever. It's not that big a deal regardless. I mean, it takes like 5 minutes to do, so whatever. I'm complaining for no reason. But I don't know. I kind of wish for veterans we had an option to just like not have to bother. And here's the last one, and that's going to be pretty much the whole video. Yeah, not much else. But I am now going to go back and plan for a better catastrophe clear because, like I said, that catastrophe clear I did, the problem was, like, catastrophe, I knew it was going to be easier on global, so I put in, like, no real, effort and time to planning. I just assumed, global units, it'll fall over dead, I don't care. I'll just, spend my free time, on other stuff during the dead week instead of planning. So I threw a team together for catastrophe, and I mean, it worked. I got an all mission clear, but it was not optimal at all. It felt clunky. It was just, my fault for not putting in the efforts. I'm gonna go and make a much better catastrophe clear, and we're gonna get that video up pretty soon. So there it is, rank 1 or day 1, rank 1, perfect score, blah blah blah. That'll last for 2 days, and then the real stuff happens. So as far as the party that I just used, this is my generic OTK party. Shifted Sylvie does her LB on turn 1. Base form Frievia does all the ice stuff and then a few hits for weakness damage. And then we've got base form Sky, who now has the new Dark Visions Katana with 10,000 attack power, Titus STMR. Base form LB because it does a lot of hits. No killers because whatever. There we go, she's maxed on LB damage. Shift form Kaito, he's clicked first. He does the break as well as the Katana in peril, and his damage is absolute trash, but he is geared for damage, technically speaking. Elena is just a high attack power unit. She has 10,000 attack power. Other than that, Katana build, and she's using just, literally whatever stuff. And the Hayo card. Now the Hayo card is pure physical, so you can ignore her magic stat if you're using this. It doesn't scale on magic at all. She's literally only chosen because her attack power is pretty high. That's it. Chizuru in the shift form is using cool smile card, Katana build, LB damage versus, well, nothing basically. And there it is, and she does a lot of damage. Okay, there's the day 1 stuff. If a boss is giving you problems, let me know in the comments, and I'll either give you tips in the comments or, if need be, make a whole new video for one of these bosses. But I think we're probably going to be fine until Saturday when we get the serious bosses. Okay, see you then.